like 10 years older than me. So I was telling Maurice during the campaign, I said, hey, with me, she and Bulkhead saying down, and I said, it's so funny to see how much of our men that get sick. So I said, I was telling the two of them, I tell most of my friends who are 10 years older than me that personally, when you were running 3 girls, you could have told me you could have handled 3 girls. Now you reach to the point where you're slowing down in front of the toilet, you never reach out and tell me, Cliff, be ready for this portion of your life. So I'm just saying, we making joke, but this is serious business. But I just saying for myself, I can thank my mom, because from 35, she was encouraging me to get there. She had a lot of friends she lost, and that's what we're supposed to be doing. When we lose somebody, we ain't supposed to walk the same road again. We're supposed to encourage somebody else in this life to do the right thing. And that's portion of me making up my mind to run here. I have spoke to Mr. Uzi Richards, encouragement, Freddie Joseph, Pam Colong, you name it. I spoke to a lot of the problems that we have in the Virgin Islands, and all of those were encouragement. Of course, my wife for sure. I had to go home and ask, hey, what do you think about me running?
1 minute.
Because but anyway, we're here to thank folks here today, and I want to thank my wife. I want to thank my mother who's not here, and I know she's watching the TV, where she's sitting right now. I want to thank Mr. Alfonso James. He's here today, looking out on that side. I'm going to look behind me. I want to thank my sons. This is Clifford Jr., Christopher Joseph as well. And I want to thank my sister and my brother. Because I was the little brother, but now I'm the big brother.
30 seconds.
When I say big, not in age, but in size, And I did the reverse. My father started off with a Christopher, then a Clifford. I reversed. I went with a Clifford, and you see with the same thing. Look at Christopher. He was the little brother, now he's the big brother. All right, good. But overall, I really want to thank the folks on St. Croix, because you made it happen.
Time.
Even to the... Okay, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. President. You made it happen. I asked for your support, and the support was overwhelming. I got me scrolling from the night 1 at my opening, looking at Chuck Knight and others that were there to tell me all my mishap from all these. So today I'm here, comfortable, willing to speak, because I'm willing to help, again, restore these islands to what we knew and looking for greater things in the future in the Virgin Islands, because we have some work cut out for all of us. Again, thank everybody who made it here today, and I'm going to thank my committee and thank everybody who donated their time and encouraged somebody else. Because it ain't just the folks that I know vote for me. Some folks reach out to others, because since I've won, I've met so much more new people that tell me, I don't know you, but they could have tell me who told them or encouraged. You're a good man, and we want good people in the Senate. So I'm here to solve. Committed to solve was my logo, and I can stay committed to solve the people of the Virgin Islands. Clifford Joseph is not in need of nothing, so there is no reason for me to go wayward other than finding ways to help solve our problems.
Well said. Well said, Senator Clifford Joseph. Senator Clifford Joseph will be chairing the Committee on Homeland Security, Justice, and Public Safety, and I had the opportunity and the privilege to work in the same cabinet, the MAPPADA cabinet, with Senator Joseph when he served as the fire chief. Fire director. Hey, apologize, give me your demotion, I apologize. As the fire director, and he definitely garnered a reputation as being a hard-working, committed leader. So we look forward to working closely with you in the 36th legislature, Senator Joseph. Senator Ray Fonseca. Senator Fonseca, you're recognized for your 3 minutes.
Yes, thank you so kindly, Mr. President. And I'd like to say thank you to the members of the 35th legislature. I saw Senator Carrion, earlier, of course, Senator Capehart, also Senator Javon James Sr., and of course, Dr. Fred Gregory, who I've learned a lot from Dr. Fred Gregory, and also the president, Mr. Francis, Senator Francis. I got to get accustomed. But I want to give special thanks to Miss Wade, Miss Oliver Wade Owens. Now, I got to say Owens now because she's Owen Wade now. And also to Sandra Hobson, Sandra Soberanis Hobson, and also to Beverly Samuel, right here, Beverly Samuel. Those folks are behind me, of course, my cousin Jackie Freeman, and my son Mario, who is taking the pictures. You know, you start out with a blank envelope. So for the 36th legislature, I am putting 2 things in my envelope from today. And I also want to finish, I want to thank the 35th legislature because when I took office, we had about 219 diabetes patients, and we could only treat about 122. And with the help of the 35th legislature, we were able to appropriate more than $4 million to add additional chairs in the Wang Louis and the Roy Lester Snyder Hospital, new reverse osmosis filtration system, etc. But there's one other thing that's left, and we need to get $1.5 million so that we can continue to have the diabetes clinic, the VidCore clinic that has now opened in the Roy Lester Snyder Hospital on the 5th floor. Because you know, diabetes, if I was to ask you for a show of hands of the people in this room that are diabetic or pre-diabetic, at least 25% would raise their hands. So it's very important, we got to take care of it. But I'm also want to add 2 other things because, you know, cancer, there's about 500 Virgin Islanders receive a cancer diagnosis every year. And we're building the Charlotte Kinnaman Cancer Center, and it's going to be equipped with a state-of-the-art CT simulator and a linear accelerator, but we also need to have a radiation oncologist on board. It's going to cost about $500,000, and a pathologist, the same thing. Wang Louis Modular Unit. I'm asking the governor to declare a health hospital state of emergency. I spoke to him, I mentioned it to my colleagues, I mentioned it to the chief of staff. You see, the Wang Louis Modular Units have a lifespan of 5 to 7 years. Depend on how you look at the time, we are in year 6. Mr. President, can I allow to finish? We are not going to be able to occupy the Wang Louis New Hospital in 3 years. So we need to get a state of emergency right now so that we can get procured and built the new Wang Louis Hospital, also the Roy Lester Snyder, and also the Charlotte Kinnaman Clinic. Because, you know, we have about $15 billion in federal disaster money to spend. And if you look at it, $15 billion, if you spend $1 billion every year, it's going to take you 15 years. If you spend $500 million every year, it's going to take you 30 years. If you spend $250 million, it's going to take you 60 years. We are spending at $250 million. The federal government is not going to let us keep that money for 60 years. We need a state of emergency, and we have to speed up, get our health and hospitals in order. Thank you, Mr. President, for the time.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Senator Ray Fonseca. Senator Fonseca did an excellent job chairing the Committee on Health, Hospitals, and Human Services last go-round, and he will be chairing the same committee this go-round. He always brings a little sense of humor to the body, which we often need, a little bit of levity from time to time. But Senator Fonseca, I sincerely look forward to working with you closely in the 36th legislature. I failed to say the committee that Senator Carla Joseph will be chairing, right? Senator Carla Joseph will be chairing the Committee on Rules and Judiciary. I know she's a stickler for details, so after this, if I didn't say this, she would have been telling me Senator Pata. So I clear the air with that one. Senator Maurice James, you're recognized for your 3 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good afternoon, Virgin Islanders, near and far. I stand here today with gratitude and humility and deep gratitude more than ever for my family. Because the Virgin Islands is a small place that we brag about a lot, but there is no place too small for evil to exist. And so evil tried to invade my family last year. Evil that came from people who I do not know, my husband doesn't know, my daughters don't know, and my son doesn't know, and have never had a conversation with. And so sometimes when we have situations like this in life, and in my life, I look for mentors. And my mentors can be anybody. It could be a bumper sticker in a car, quite frankly. But there's one, Maya Angelou, who I read a lot, and I want to say this from her well-known poem. Did you want to see me broken? Bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries. You may shoot me with your words. You may cut me with your eyes. You may kill me with your hatefulness, but still like air, I rise. Mm-hmm. I couldn't rise without my faith in God. Because from him, all good things come. Another one that I focus on a lot, I play Bob Marley a lot. And Bob Marley, in his second track on his album, that's the most famous album, Exodus, says, I ain't come to fight flesh and blood, but spiritual wickedness in high and low places. So while they fight you down, stand firm and give Jah thanks and praises. And that's what I did in 2024. So I want to say to my son, who is going through and facing trials in California right now, you have been a source of strength and encouragement to me. And from a distance, you have reminded me to ignore the noise and distractions around me. To my daughters, my fearless and extraordinary daughters,
30 seconds.
Your grace and grit have been nothing short of inspiring. You have held your heads high and faced each moment with courage. To my husband, Anthony Paul, quiet, Pablo right here, my steadfast partner in life, thank you. This journey has not been easy. And yet through every challenge, you have shown remarkable strength. When our family faced unjust attacks, you exercised restraint and dignity, set an example of unshakable resolve. Your unwavering support has been my anchor, and I am forever grateful.
Time.
I just want to wrap up.
You may wrap up.
I did not achieve all that I would have liked to in my first term. It was short and it had a lot of obstacles, but I did not accomplish what I had done without my staff. Glory V. Christian Krieger, thank you. Joel Mercado, Juanita Phillip, Karen McIntosh Bruce, thank you, Karen, for the jingle. My friends who are here today, Geraldine Vaval and Don Bruce, and all my supporters, thank you, thank you, thank you. Laureen Williams, you helped me. Jeanette Guzman, there's so many people. The Virgin Islands National Guard. I would not be here without you, retired and active people, those inside and outside. All the people, congratulations, colleagues. It did not escape me and should not escape you that 49% of voters did not come out and vote for any one of us. 49%. Think about that. So we must rebuild the trust of our people in government. Virgin Islanders, I am here to fight for you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for giving me the honor and privilege to serve you. And I just gonna wrap up by saying this. I wrote a lot, didn't know we had 3 minutes. But I need to say, I do need to say this though. I really need to say it. If you went and you watched the movie Wicked, all right, you find out that the wizard, Virgin Islands people, there is no wizard that will save you. You already possess what you think you lack. you find out that the wizard is a weak man gaslighting an entire land. You need to stop that. Stop gaslighting our people. And as you know from my first term, in the words of Elfaba, and if I am flying solo, at least I'm flying free. To those who ground me, take a message back from me. Tell them how I am defying gravity. I'm flying high, defying gravity. Nobody in all of us, the Virgin Islands, no wizard that there is or was, is ever going to bring me down. Thank you, Virgin Islanders. I am here for you.
Thank you very much, Senator Maurice James. But while they fight you down, stand firm and give Jah thanks and praises. Senator Maurice James and I share a couple things in common. We actually share the same birthday, November 22nd. And we both share a love for Bob Marley. Senator James is a very thoughtful leader. I sincerely look forward to working with you in the 36th legislature. We were neighbors in the 35th, so I'm gonna miss you, but hey, it's all good. Senator, I almost said Senator Boy Blue. Senator Marvin Blyden, you're recognized for your 3 minutes.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. Good afternoon, everyone. Because I feel good today. Did the little Lord that made, so let us rejoice and be glad in it. I must first want to start by thanking God for all of his blessings that he's bestowed upon my life thus far, for having me being re-elected 6 consecutive terms in the St. Thomas St. John district. I want to really thank the people of this district for their support, their criticism, their love, their prayers. It's truly humbling to me. I must say, I also want to thank my family, starting with my beautiful wife, Jacqueline Blyden. Thank you for your support. My biggest critic and supporter, fierce. My son, Khalid Blyden. Kadeem, Latisha, thank you for your love and support. My chief of staff, Ms. Chinnery, Mr. Krieger, my advisor, and chief researcher, Ms. Ortiz, Ms. Danielle, and many of my campaign workers. Thank you for your support and your hard work. And most importantly, the people of the Virgin Islands, the St. Thomas St. John District, for having a confidence and faith in me once again to serve on your behalf. This job is not easy, despite what you may have heard. Why I say that? You don't have a life. You really don't. But it's a sacrifice, and we are public servants. We know what we sign up for. We know what we sign up for. Many times, I get complaints from my wife all the time, really. You know, in terms of a next meeting, you know I sign up first, so stop bawling. It is what it is.
1 minute.
It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I keep it real. I keep it real. But she understands, and she respects, she respects my position. As I said, though, this term in the 36th legislature of the Virgin Islands, we have some work to do, colleagues. And it's about the quality of life for our people and the low-hanging fruits. We had the conversation for the past couple of weeks in terms of the salary, $10,000 salary increase.
30 seconds.
Everybody going crazy. There are others getting 40. Commissioners getting 130 and up. No complaint. No complaint. So I honestly, personally feel as hard as I work and volunteer and give back on a daily basis for years, I feel away. I feel away. You know why I feel away? I never asked for a raise. None of us asked for a raise. None of us. None of us asked for a raise.
Time.
But I'm glad the conversation came because it really showed me what many people feel about and think about us. It is what it is. And I understand and respect their positions. But at the same time, I'm going to continue to stay on the grind and work hard and go above and beyond and give 100% of my time because you're my bosses. I understand my role. But it really opened my eyes, to be honest with you. Opened my eyes. I feel away. I never asked for anything. I always give him back 24/7. That's what I do. That's who I am. I'm a public servant first. I'm not a politician. I'm a public servant first. I'm just a senator, which involves politics, but I don't play politics. I don't do politics. I'm a public servant. And I need to make that clear to everyone. You understand? I need to make that clear. You can't go to, like they say, when the thing happened, I went out for spite because I really wanted to see the reaction of people, and it really hurt me in some ways. I went out for spite. I'm a man outside, I stay outside. You understand? But at the same time, I understand their position because they're right. Many times, the quality of life need to be improved in the Virgin Islands. We need a better quality of life for our people. And I'm going to focus all my energy and efforts in the 36. I'm not an officer, so I have more time on my hand. So I'm going to be outside doing what I got to do to improve the quality of life and the low-hanging fruits that we can really attack right away. Because it's important. As my colleague said, only 49% of people vote in this district. Many people didn't vote for us. You saw today in the garden and in St. John, no one came out. I understand what they're going through and how they feel. I'm out there every day, and they're cussing you every day. They're cussing you every day. What ain't right? Even though you do a lot of things that's right, and that's good, but they don't want to hear about that. Everything is wrong. There's a lot of, we have problems like every place else. Everybody have to share problems, but guess what? We're doing what we can to fix them. Once in a while, I say, man, I appreciate what you're doing. All day just licks. No, I need to stop it. I need to stop it. For real. Licks. For what? We live in this community too. We live here too. We understand the problems too. We're going through the same thing like you. We're all a family. We go through the same thing on a daily basis. So we understand your plight because guess what? I am you and you are me. So what? We're in the same boat. Let's work together. Give me a little support now and then, man. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Again, I don't want to abuse the time, Mr. President, but I want to thank my colleagues for their continued support. I want to thank the central staff for all they do because they really got our backs. And they really need more recognition many times because they are the one behind the scenes doing all the hard work. I feel much lighter now. Like I say, I'm not an officer in this term, but trust me, I go see and hear from Boy Blue. Remember that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so very much, Senator Blyden. Thank you very much. I agree with you, Senator Blyden. Don't believe everything you read or everything you hear about the job of a senator. It is really a tough job. If you really want to do a good job and make a difference, it is a tough job. A quick, and Senator Vialet mentioned it yesterday, a quick trip to the store to pick up a box of milk will turn in, and often does, to a 2-hour trip, and you really can't leave. Because if you leave, I can't believe I voted for you, and my mother voted for you, and you can't talk to me. So it is tough. It is tough, but that is, as my wife likes to tell me, this is something that you decide to do. Nobody forced you to do it, So it's a passion that we have for public service and to making a difference. It's exactly. So I want to say that Senator Blyden will be chairing the committee on housing, transportation, and telecommunication. He has a passion, we all know, for housing. Senator Blyden is a passionate worker. He has a tireless work ethic. I don't know how he does it, because Senator Blyden will be to every event and activity on this island. Every place, 3 of them on a day. That's the reputation that he has garnered here in the territory. So look forward, Senator Blyden, to working with you closely in the 36th legislature. Congratulations on your victory. Senator Kurt Vialet. You're recognized for your 3 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senator Blyden did a good job. Spoke a lot of raw truth and a lot that individuals at times are silent to say because of political repercussions. So I pat you on your back for your bravery today, and as majority leader, we literally agree with you, but if you're getting some more licks, you're gonna man not gonna run from agreeing with you. Just letting you know that. Because that's what happened. Cliff, before I start, even people that didn't vote for you or are not registered say they vote for you now. Okay? You're a winner. So just remember that. Can I check some? This Bell, I vote for you. They're not even registered. So I always remember that. A lot goes on when you're in this office. People ain't talked to you for years, talking to you now, smiling. I have made my return. I'm back. Okay? I'm back, and I want to thank God for giving me the strength and for allowing me to stay in the game. You know, because a lot of individuals, politically, after a loss, they disappear. And I decided I wasn't going to disappear. I love my community too much. I am going to stay a part of this community and continue to fight. So I thank God for giving me that strength. But I also consider myself to be a very lucky person because I have one of the greatest campaign team. Anybody else in Croy, just look at my campaign team. I don't have 1 or 2 or 4 or 5. I got a whole team that support me on a regular basis. From 10 years ago, I could count on them every single election. And every single election, my wife tell them,
1 minute.
This campaign, this campaign is like our first. We assume nothing. We campaign as if we have never run. So those individuals who support me continuously in my campaign committee, I have some here with me today and I want to recognize them. The Latiques, my colleagues from education, Dorothea Coles-Latique and Francis Coles-Latique Stan, 2 counselors, 2 educators in the public school, well, not retired, but have been with me forever. Arlene Coggins John and her husband Keen John, they're also here. Stand and give a wave. Janita Richards, my counselor, my assistant principal, we've still together. Trevor Brown, if he's in here. Most people don't even know who's Trevor Brown, farmer. So really got to thank him. Miguel Bachata Smith, he's still here? This is my imported from the Dominican Republic. No, everybody. I think right. Every Spanish person, a regular and popular on Friday, and I was pushing the Vialet team.
Time.
And thank you so much. And my staff, Sanchez is here. Mr. Hugh Sanchez. He just stepped outside. I also want to thank him. Joined the campaign team about 4 years ago. And my staff, Miss Gloria V. Christian Krieger. She been with me back from 2014. So I kind of had to do a little haggling. Samantha Prentice is back with me as my researcher, and Janella John is with me. And I really want to thank my wife. I wanted to say that it's a great sacrifice to run for political office in the Virgin Islands. Not on a person alone, but on family. If you don't have a strong wife and strong children, you got a problem. Because they could be affected very quickly. And they could be affected the wrong way. Now, I don't have to worry about that because nobody can tell my wife nothing about me. This is my biggest defender. If they say anything about me, the rat is worse than what you're going to get from me. Because she's going to let you know, don't try that, not him. Not today, not tomorrow, not any day. If you ever come out, she will let you know. So you got to be careful. And they whisper because they know, I don't want to hear about. My 2 children, they're here with me. My daughter lives in South Carolina, engineer working at the BMW plant in South Carolina. But we're for Turner Construction. And just came in yesterday. My next daughter, healthcare Medicare specialist. She's flying out this afternoon. But they have never missed an election. Ann Sinclair with me. Every single primary, every general election, they're home. Every time I get sworn in, they are home. And that's important for me. So I thank my close-knit family that I have here for always supporting me and being an active part of every campaign that I have, a very, very active part. Colleagues, I want to congratulate each and every one of you that was elected. And I want to thank you for running. And I want this 36th legislature to be one in which we will work together to move the Virgin Islands forward. Minority, majority, all branches of government, we just got to work together. And I also want us to not take discussions, argument on topics personal. You can't. It is okay. It is okay to have an argument with somebody. It is okay to oppose your friend Bill. Opposition makes legislation better. Opposition makes legislation better. You cannot be thin-skinned and serve in this body. And we got to make sure that we work across the aisle. And if one of our colleagues brings something that is good, we support it or not support it. But if it's good, we support it no matter where it came from. Support it on the merit. Don't support it or not support it based on you had an argument the day before with that person. Me and Kenny talk for about 3 months and I support some stuff. I support some stuff you bring. And he supports some stuff I bring. I just suck at my teeth and I put, yeah. So you got to be able to reach to that point. And I'm going to end by saying 2 things. One, we don't really have the luxury of time, right? So we're going to just have to do what we have to do because we don't have the luxury of time. We just have so many pressing issues and everybody's just on your back. So you're feeling the weight on your shoulders of the office, especially now. So we're going to have to move stuff along. And secondly, Senator Fredericks asked me a question about Emancipation Garden. I'm trying to remember exactly how he phrased the question. I can't remember, but my answer to him was, I want you to look at today as 7 of us from St. Croix representing over 40,000 people. So just think of the magnitude. We're 7 of over 40,000. So don't take this moment lightly. And St. Thomas, don't take this moment lightly of you being elected to represent the people of the Virgin Islands. You must be humble by that vote. You must be humble by the ability and possibility of you being able to help. So let today be a humbling experience, and let us get ready to work. And not work with time constraint. Work on issues until we are able to see some movement. We might not solve it totally, but we must see some movement or progress towards good. Because that's how people say, I just want to see a little movement. So I pledge to work with this body. I pledge to be a team player. But I'm a team player that like to push. Okay, so we're going to get this job done. People at the Virgin Islands, I want to thank you. I am praying that I didn't forget anything. People at the Virgin Islands, I want to thank you for your continued support. And I look forward to serving in this 36th legislature. Thank you so much, Mr. President. And congratulations to you, and best wishes.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Senator Vialet, the principal. I think he has garnered a reputation as a... You got one more thing to say, Senator? Go ahead.
I'm sorry, but my 95-year-old father is home looking at this, and I didn't call his name. Okay, so... Mr. Roy Vialet, I know that you're home in St. Croix. He couldn't make the trip over, but he's very proud of my accomplishment. And also my father-in-law, 90 years old, Mr. Jose Figueroa. 2 seniors, they're home, so thank you so much.
It was important you got that in. So thank you very much, Senator Vialet. really has garnered a reputation as a public finance guru. He's currently our majority leader. Senator, I look forward sincerely to working with you closely in the 36th legislature. Congratulations. He will be chairing the Committee on Education and Workforce Development in the 36th legislature. So thank you very much for that. Thank you. Next up, our illustrious secretary, Senator Avery L. Lewis. Senator Lewis, you're recognized for your 3 minutes.
That's right. Good afternoon, everyone. And, you know, today is a special day. Very, very special day. Not only because I took the oath of office, but my one and only son, Gittens, is here to go through this moment with me and this experience, you know. And, well, let me back up. First and foremost, I have to give God thanks, special thanks and blessing for being here today. Without him, I would not be here standing proud. You know, Senator DeGraff, I am the good gentleman from Limburg Bay. So you represent Savan, and I'm going to cover the West for you, okay? Anyhow, my mom is here with me. Mommy, stand up so the people can see. I know no Stark bring me overnight. Good. My dad, I know he would have loved to be here today. My brother Lionel in the back. I see my other bigger brother Louis. I'll stand up so the people can see, you know. And I have a lot of aunts and uncles, cousins from near and far came in to spend the day with me. But most of all, I'd like to thank my campaign workers, my committee, my core people, my family, my friends, the people that gave me the advice. I mean, when I decided to run, when I made up my mind, I called a small meeting with my family to get their blessing first. Because I know if I didn't get the blessing at home, church out, I wasn't coming out here to waste your time. But I got a blessing favorably. And then I formed my committee, and from then we had hit the ground running.
1 minute.
As I traverse this community, I heard the cry of the people. I understand the pain of the people. I ain't come here to stand up to restate the problem anymore. We come to bring solutions and answer the cry of the people, to make life easier for the people of the Virgin Islands. We could start from Western to Eastern. We got all kind of problems, street lights, sewage, everything. I plan to bring solutions to make life easier and better for the people of the Virgin Islands.
30 seconds.
And let me just clear the air here. Albert Bryan did not send Avery Lewis here. I come as a public servant to represent the people of the Virgin Islands. I'd rather take enough blows for him. Let me get my own now. So he sent me here. I know what I carry for Albert Bryan. That's my friend, and I know secret. And a lot of us in here is his friend too. But anyhow, we're going to bring solutions, and I plan with my staff, that's Alakisha Peterson Benison,
Time.
Joy, and soon coming on board, Ms. Lastar Watley. We plan to work tirelessly on behalf of the people of the Virgin Islands. And I can commit and pledge, just like my other colleagues, to working with each and every one of you. I ain't here for the bickering and the bantering. We're here to find solutions to make life easier and better for the people. Okay, if we don't do this, I know none of you shopping in a different supermarket from me. But I went in last night to buy a couple can of orange juice, pineapple juice, and I think to make a masterful punch. And them couple things only come at $140-something. And when I hand the woman my card, I tell the woman, I said, listen, if that card decline, whisper me, because I don't know if I got enough in that account. So Marvin, yes, I see the salary, and I'm comfortable with it. All right? Good. But anyhow, people of the Virgin Islands, I thank you for the vote of confidence, and I stand here proud to say I come to work for you. I know at times, time I call? Oh, a long time ago. Okay, good. Let me wrap up. But I mean, we have to find solutions, and that's what this body is going to do. We have vendors that are owed. We have people owed retro monies, all kind of thing out the wazoo. But we're going to try to find solutions and make things happen for the people of the Virgin Islands. Not no visitors. We're going to make life easy for them when they come. But if our residents are happy, how we could open that welcoming arm. So we're going to do our best. Thank you, and have a great day.
Thank you very much, Senator Avery Lewis, Mr. Secretary. Senator Lewis really, I think, in the short campaign, on the campaign trail, I think he developed a reputation as a tenacious campaigner. He is a hard worker as our St. Thomas administrator. We welcome you. Congratulations on your victory, and I look forward to working closely with you, Senator, in the 36th legislature. Senator Lewis will be chairing the Committee on Government Operations, Veteran Affairs, and Consumer Protection. Next up, Senator Gittens. Senator Kenneth Gittens.
That's right.
Senator Kenneth L. Gittens. Senator Gittens, you're recognized for your 3 minutes.
I could stand down here, right? Still high up.
You may.
Thank you, and Mr. President, and good afternoon to all. I don't know what happened just now, but all of a sudden I just get nervous. I don't know. But you know, I'm going to have to adjust now to speaking second to last. That means number 14. And everyone, all my colleagues spoke so well. What else is there to say besides thank the people of St. Croix, thank the people of the Virgin Islands for their vote, and ask them for their continued prayers. What else is there to really say? Senator Francis Eiliga, you spoke about impartiality and fairness. So I have a lot of trust and faith in our good president that you will see that. And so from now I'm asking for the fairness of speaking for about 10 minutes, just like Franklin Johnson. But Senator Johnson, I too want to thank you for that touching message today. And at the same time, thank you for being there for me as my driver. I never get you to drive me again after that. But when Ansela couldn't be there with me for my colonoscopy, which I was so frightened about, you were the one that drove me in Florida, and I thank you so much. I don't like planes, so I ain't one of the senators that are going up and down the place, okay? And I say that to say that I take advantage of whenever I have to travel for work, then I take my own time and I do my medical stuff.
1 minute.
Because I ain't going to come back to go again. I always told my mom, who I wish was here, I ain't no board, I ain't got no business up in the air so long, and I ain't no fish, I ain't got no business in the sea so long. Now, and Mr. Minority Leader, we are the first branch of government, but I always remind people that we are made up of 3 co-equal branches of government. Somebody had to come first.
30 seconds.
But I want to thank you for your leadership as well, and looking forward to working with you. Now, Madam Timekeeper, if you could start my 10 minutes now, I'll appreciate it. You know, to God be the glory, great things he has done. And I want to thank the Almighty for his grace and mercy indeed. I also want to extend my heartfelt gratitude to the people of St. Croix. I say thank you, and to the people of the Virgin Islands, to my family. I have some here, my daughter, Shanette, known as Jishante International. I know where to get them name. I name her Shanette Ashante Kwane. She come up with some Jishante, but hey, it is what it is. My big sister, Yvette Jude. Thank you. You're sitting there, you look so much like mommy. I said, boy, woo, yes. My other sister, Ansela Gittens, who's here with us. Welcome, thank you. I see Auntie Esme in the back there, Uncle Twalo, and the rest of the family. I got too much cousin in here, so I ain't going to start calling no cousin name, otherwise I'm going to get in trouble. Hon, thank you for being here. I love you. Supporters, too numerous to mention in the time allotted to us. It is your unwavering belief in me that has brought me here at this moment and to make it possible. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the fact that we've seen, heard, and read a lot of troubling reports in the media in the last couple of days, particularly to public corruption. And I want to make it clear that I remain committed to fighting for transparency and integrity. And I will continue to champion legislation to address this type of behavior that has no business in our government. Yesterday's ecumenical service on St. John was truly and deeply inspiring. If you weren't there, you missed it, but you have an opportunity to see it re-air. Our own, where is he? Reverend Brown shared a powerful message about finding your Nathan. And I chuckle with a couple of colleagues and I say, you hear what you say? You know? Find your Nathan, not your Satan. So, and he was reminding us, you know, to seek guidance from those who hold us accountable. Pastor Bando's words from where? Proverbs 14 and 29 resonated deeply with me. When the righteous are in authority, the people what? Rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people will mourn. And he was so real. He went the extra mile and he let us know that our people have been mourning for far too long. Colleagues, we got a lot of work to do, as was stated. And the Reverend Goodwin wisely reminded us to listen to our children and the people in our community. The community at large, for their voices, your voices, which carry the future of this territory. This is not the time for us to turn our deaf ears, and you all know after you done cast the vote. This is a time for us to listen and act. This means, and going to the former vice president, although we all may deserve it, no pay raises at this time. No pay raises for top-level government officials until the economic landscape of this territory changes for the better of us all. This body, not once, but twice, put forward monies for retroactive payments. What happened to them? This is what the minority leader was talking about being the first branch of government. It's time for us to stand up and stand out as the first branch of government. When we put forward laws of the land, if they are not followed, that's why we have a third branch of government. And I am not afraid to stand up and be the Lone Ranger to ensure that that takes place. That's why when they took us to court with the WAPA ordeal and all kind of things and whatnot, we prevailed at the end. Sometimes it just takes time, but it's taking too long. One of the body's first order of business must be to address this salary increase issue. And I contend that Act number 8384 is null and void. So I hope we don't hear no governor, no senator, commissioners and whatnot having NOPAs done already, because the law was clear to have it done by a certain date. It wasn't done then, but more than 2 years later, then it came forward. So if you were in school and the professor told you you have to turn in your exam by Friday, Friday come and Friday gone, and you come Tuesday bring in your document, what happens? You don't get an F? Okay, well, they get an F. All right? And as we begin this new term, I want to thank my staff, Fiona, Nicole, Jennifer, Michelle, for their commitment and dedication. I also want to thank my campaign team, too many to name, for their tireless efforts. I promise you that I will continue to serve with leadership, integrity, fidelity, and efficiency. You know what that acronym means? LIFE. Leadership, integrity, fidelity, and efficiency. And I take that to heart. I am a public servant. I don't like to be referred to as a politician because I tell you like it is. I don't tell you what you want to hear. I tell you like it is. I don't know how to do it no other way, thanks to Doris, who is not here with us physically, but I feel her presence here. And she keeping me together because now I could even mention her and I ain't bawling. But I'm feeling it inside. And lastly, though she could not be here with us today, my other daughter, Shante, is expecting any day now. Hopefully she's looking at this proceedings. I love you. I love Zion. I love Karan, my son-in-law, and everybody. And also love you to my great nephew who's looking from New York, Malachi, and his mom, my niece, Shanique. I love you all, and thank you. I look forward to serving each and every one of you, St. Croix, St. Thomas, St. John. One VI. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Senator Kenneth Gittens. You know, when he has the timekeeper to start 10 minutes, I thought he was joking. Boy, he was serious. But well said, Senator Gittens. Well said. I appreciate you taking this journey with me as my vice president. And you also have the awesome responsibility of serving as the liaison to the White House, which will be particularly critical as we move into this 36th legislature. We didn't set you up, so I'll volunteer. I think we will now move to a point of information. Senator Maurice James, you're recognized for your point of information. Then Senator Franklin Johnson.
Okay, thank you, Mr. President. I wanted to welcome Sonia Andrew as my new Chief of Staff. In the last few weeks, I've already seen your dedication, your commitment, and your strong work ethic, and I welcome you to the team. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much. Senator Franklin Johnson, you're recognized for your point of information.
Thank you so much, and I really apologize. I was so caught up in the moment that video and didn't want to abuse time. I'm not a person abusing time. But I have my daughter that came all the way from New York, my oldest daughter. First time in St. Thomas and St. John. Please stand up, Tia. I thank you for flying in. I also want to thank my big guy, Randall Knight, was here too. One of my strong campaigner. I call him Suge Knight. And my chief of staff who been with me from the day I start, Maureen Maynard, with all the work that she does with me. So I want to say thank you for this opportunity, and I'm really apologetic for not acknowledging these people who, some of the reason why I'm here today. And thank you for coming here. I love you guys. Siobhan and Shamika is watching on the air. Love you guys too. Thank you very much, Mr. President. I really appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Senator Johnson. My colleague just reminded me that this was actually a point of personal privilege as opposed to a point of information. So my colleagues have my back, so I appreciate it in a big way. Colleagues, we're wrapping up this session. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to really thank you all for being here today. I think we've exhausted our points of personal privilege. Point of personal privilege, Senator Avy Lewis.
And before I get in trouble, I was so excited earlier. I forgot to recognize my sister, my hard-working sister. The one to keep me in line, Arnell. I really forget, sorry.
What's your sister's name, Senator?
Arnell Lewis Commission.
All right. All right, thank you very much. Any more final? Senator Frederick. Please recognize Senator Frederick's mic.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. President. Since I'm a rookie, I forgot to recognize some people, so please forgive me. But Sonia Boyce, my campaign manager, she came over, and another person, Caldina Blake, she came over. And for all the just discovered that I just found I had Vialet for no. I got set up. That's my colleagues playing a joke on me, right? So, yeah, so now I discovered the other voters, Senator Vialet, who voted for me. Thank you. So for all those people who've been telling me I voted for you, now I understand. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Senator Frederick. I think we've exhausted. Senator Joseph, you're recognized. Clifford Joseph, you're recognized for your point of personal privilege.
Thank you for the personal privilege, President. I didn't recognize Miss Amia Welters because she came, she came from the States as well, but she was in St. Croix and she came over. So I didn't want to make sure that I called out my brother, my sister. I don't even think I got my aunt. My Aunt Lucy, she's here. And I think that's about it for me here today.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I think we're just about done. I'm going to just offer you my final comments. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you sincerely for taking the time to be with us today at this very, very special and very, very momentous occasion. I want to thank, I always say that you're only as good as the quality and the caliber of the people that you surround yourself with. And so before I go, before I forget, I want to, first of all, thank my wife, Paulette, for her love, support, sage advice that she gives me, whether I ask for it or not. The bad thing is the advice is usually good advice, so I'm always grateful for that. I want to thank my sons who I hope are watching the rest of these proceedings via the internet. My son in Erie, Pennsylvania, Javen Potter, my son Nakari Potter, who is the Assistant Director of Vital Statistics at the Department of Health. I want to thank my staff, Mr. Cosmic Christian, my Chief of Staff here in the back, for his hard work and support. Ms. Pauline Dawes. Pauline, you in the audience? Pauline Dawes. Mr. Dwayne Carlwood. I don't know if Dwayne is here, probably in the office doing some work. Dr. Clinton Stapleton. Okay, he probably left. It's a Dale George. It's a team of individuals who know we have a pretty comfortable, open environment where everybody is free to express their perspective, to share their ideas. I think that is an environment that is fertile for finding solutions. Very often you come to the table thinking that your idea is the only one. And I think that is a recipe for ineffective leadership. In the 36th legislature, my hope, my prayer is that we will collaborate, we will work together as a team to solve some of the many vexing problems that we face as a community. Like I mentioned yesterday, Michael Jordan has one thing that he says that really resonates with me is that talent wins games. And we have some talented individuals here in the territory. People in their wisdom decided to elect each of us because of something that we brought to the table. Talent wins games, but it takes intelligence and teamwork to win championships. We have some major problems that we're facing in this territory. Just pick your problem. WAPA, healthcare, education, affordable housing. You could just pick any one of them. They are significant, they're real. We pledge as a 36th legislature to put all of our personal ambitions and egos aside. It's an experiment for the 36th legislature and focus wholeheartedly and singularly on the issue of resolving critical problems with the goal being to improve the quality of life for the people of the Virgin Islands. Our goal is to win some championships for the people of the territory. They deserve it. They really do. Did I forget anybody? My family. I think I mentioned my two sons, Javen and Nakari, who are not here. I have some brothers who are here who, even though I'm the Senate president, it don't really mean anything in my family. Okay? They're willing to give you advice whether you ask for it or not. But I value, respect, and appreciate their advice. My older brother in the back, St. Clair Councilman Potter. Thank you, St. Clair, for coming. He's with his wife, Felicia Potter. Thanks, Phil. Thank you all for being here. Right up front, the former Lieutenant Governor of the Virgin Islands, Mr. Osbert Potter. Thank you, Osbert, for being here. I appreciate you. Your advice is valuable to me. Miss the poet. I don't know if you all heard the poet in Emancipation Garden. That's my sister Lydia in the back. So I couldn't find her afterwards. I think she was signing autographs or something afterwards. Thank you, Lydia. Okay. The Senate Vice President needs a copy of the poem, autograph, Lydia. So we'll work on that. I'll be your manager. I think it ain't for free. So I just want to thank you all for being here. I see Miss Esme Calwood, my God, sister here. Thank you very much, Sister Esme, for being here. I see in the back hiding. She probably don't want me to say it, but I want to recognize Miss Dr. Eleanor Blyden in the back, who I love and respect a great deal. Thank you very much, Dr. Blyden, for being here. I see the one and only Laurie Anderson and her family. Thank you, Laurie, for being here. Extra hot. That's all I can say. She knows what I'm talking about. Extra hot. I think that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go into recess. Before we go into recess, we're going to ask the Madam Clerk to read a correspondence into the record from the Governor of the Virgin Islands.
Letter dated November 26, 2024, to the Honorable Novell E. Francis, Jr., Senate President, 36th Legislature of the Virgin Islands. It says 36. It says 36.
We read it as is. As is.
To the Senate President?
You can go ahead and read it as is.
Okay. Dear Mr. President, in accordance with the Revised Organic Act of 1954, I acknowledge that the State of the Territory Address is mandated to be delivered each year on the second Monday of January. As stipulated, I am scheduled to appear before the 36th Legislature on Monday, January 13th, 2025, to present the State of the Territory. As you are aware, the upcoming presidential inauguration and the Virgin Islands Senate swearing-in ceremony coincide closely with this date. These significant events hold great importance for our community and require the full participation of our leaders and constituents. In light of this, I believe it is vital to ensure that everyone has the opportunity to attend and engage in these essential activities. Therefore, I am respectfully requesting an extension to present the State of the Territory for the Brian Roach administration on Monday, January 27th, 2025 at 7 p.m. Thank you for considering this request. I look forward to your understanding and support as we work to ensure that all members of our community can participate fully in these significant occasions. Sincerely, Albert Bryan Jr., Governor.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. Senator Vialet, you're recognized for your motion.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I move that the regular session of January 13, 2025 be recessed until January 27 for the State of the Territory Address by the Governor of the Virgin Islands. I so move.
Properly moved by Senator Vialet, seconded by Senator Marvin Blyden.
Roll call.
Here, objected to by who? Objected to by Senator Alma Francis Heiliger. Roll call.
Senator Marvin A. Blyden. Senator Blyden, yay. Senator Angel L. Bulkes Jr. Senator Bulkes Jr., yay. Senator Dwayne M. DeGraff. No. Senator DeGraff, nay. Senator Ray Fonseca. Senator Fonseca, yay. Senator Novelli Francis Jr. Senator Francis Jr., yay. Senator Alma Francis Heiliger. Senator Francis Heiliger, nay. Senator Hubert L. Frederick. Senator Frederick, yay. Senator Kenneth L. Gittens. Yes. Senator Gittens, yay. Senator Maurice C. James. Yes. Senator James, yay. Senator Franklin D. Johnson. Senator Johnson. Not voting. Senator Johnson, not voting. Senator Carla J. Joseph. Yes. Senator Joseph, yay. Senator Clifford A. Joseph Sr. Senator Joseph Sr., yay. Senator Avery L. Lewis. Yes. Senator Lewis, yay. Senator Milton E. Potter.
Yes.
Senator Potter, yay. Senator Kurt A. Vialet. Yeah. Senator Vialet, yay. Mr. President, 12 yeas, 2 nays, 1 not voting.
Thank you very much. The measure has passed. The session stands in recess until January 27th, 2025 at 7 p.m.